Thank you.
Congrats! How has the journey so far?
It's
In your first series?
I mean, honestly, nakakasenti isipin na how far we've come. We've all come with this journey. Napaka bittersweet that, this chapter is coming to a close, pero at the same time, napaka fulfilling na, na natapos din namin yung project na to, na-complete namin, and we're able to give that full circle moment and closure sa mga characters namin. So,
What were your learnings on your first time doing a series?
ako, sobrang dami pong natutunan ko, not just from sila Direk Gino and Ate Cooks, but even from my castmates as well. And I think it's really just the ins and outs and yung mga, in terms of showing me the ropes when it comes to acting. I mean, learning of the workings of a set and not just, yung mga terms na ginagamit, pero, little bits of nuggets of wisdom and kung paano i-access yung mga emotions ko and yung mga inner hugot ko para magamit ko yun to fuel the performance and things like that. And just really having fun. And I think one of the things I learned from acting is not to over-prepare, to be in the moment. And that's how you're able to give the most effective performance. So those are some of the things that I really learned. I also learned how to understand people better with acting, since alam mo yun, acting like really requires you to be able to understand people and to understand how their mind works, how their heart works, yung mga motivations nila sa buhay. So I think, becoming an actor also gives you the tools to become a better person as well. So I think, those are just some of the learnings that I can think of that I learned from this journey. I've also learned from, my castmates who come from different walks of life, hearing their stories. Napaka-inspiring to know such genuine people who have the same goal as me when it comes to this industry.
Ikaw ba, dear, parang after nito, mas gusto mo ba bumalik sa music or another acting project?
Ako naman po, I mean, definitely music is on the horizon for me, that's for sure. Never po naman yun nawala. I mean, all the while I was, doing acting, I just kept writing songs. So I think that's definitely what you'll be hearing from me very soon. Pero hindi naman po sa binibitawan ko po yung acting, like, with the right project coming along. I mean, why wouldn't I consider it? I really had fun with the series, and it's one of those things na ngayon na alam ko na kaya ko na siyang gawin. And although I still have a lot to learn, it just makes me more excited for what's yet to come.
Ano yung specific na pag-aalaga ni Aljon yung mamimiss mo?
Ang mamimiss ko, I would say, I guess just, well, I mean, the little things, like for example, pag sa taping, minsan hinihimayan ako ng pagkain.
Ay, ang toro!
Hindi, pero ay, gusto mo din ako.
Hinihimayan ng
No,
pagkain.
it was just those little things that I had never experienced with anyone before. So, ganun, kumbaga parang yan yung isa sa mga pamamaraan niya kung paano siya nagpapakita na nag-care siya. But I think like from an emotional support side of things, yan yung mamimiss ko. And I really hope like that, that doesn't change like even after this project. I'd like to think it won't, but then, just simple things like that. I think in terms of him, being there for me in those moments na syempre, like preparing for a big scene and everything like that, like it's one of those things that nagkakaroon talaga kami ng bond na hindi mo rin talaga 100% ma-replicate, because like when you work with different people, like I feel like you have different experiences with him, and that will always be unique to him and I, yung kung paano niya ako inalalayan dito sa project na to, lalo na bilang first project ko. So
Nahimayan mo na siya.
hindi pa ba?
Siya hinimayan ka niya.
Hinimayan ka na.
Opo.
Kumakain kayo ng lunch.
Parang ganun po, parang mga instances po na parang kumbaga dinner break or
Nakakamay kayo. Hindi naman.
ano po?
Pero hindi naman sinubuan. After himayin, sinubo sa'yo.
Hindi po, pero Ala, hindi, pero ito, parang ang masasabi ko na when it comes to like things like that, like he really does take care of me, and naramdaman ko yun dito sa proseso na to na kumbaga kung ano yung mga languages niya, kung paano niya pinapakita na nag-care siya in terms of like acts of service and things like that. And it was my first time experiencing that with somebody ever. So it was just a a really interesting experience to get to know somebody who's like that and na-appreciate ko.
Naliligaw ba siya?
Ibig sabihin ba nito na parang may nararamdaman siya sa'yo?
Oo,
Napipil mo
naliligaw
ba?
ba?
Umabot ba kayo sa point na na-discuss nyo yung feelings ng isa't
Aray,
isa?
parang love life.
Tito boy.
Meron bang gano'n? Naliligaw ba?
Ito po yung masasabi ko po ngayon. I mean, in terms of him and I and, you know, how we feel about each other, like we have we have mature conversations about it. And I feel like in time, you know, we'll see. Time will only tell in terms of like where we will go in terms of our friendship and our connection with each other. But as of now, like I really enjoy having him in my life, and I'm looking forward to having that connection even after this project.
Bakit hindi pa yun ngayon yung right time?
Oo, kasi, how old are you?
I'm 19. I'm turning 20 next week.
So, pwede na pala if ever.
Oo naman po, pwede
Hindi
na
naman
po.
pinipigilan ka ng parents mo. Hindi naman.
Hindi po. I think it's just a matter of, you know, between two people in terms of, you know, when the right time comes along, you just feel that it is. A lot of questions, like, I feel like, you know, you guys could ask him as well, get his perspective on it as well. Pero ang masasabi ko, like, I don't close my door to anything. And in a lot of ways, like, he really is someone that I consider that I admire. And, you know, like I say, and I've said this during the first MediaCon pa lang, any girl would be lucky to have him. I think he's just, you know, he's a gentleman and he's a good person, mabuti pong tao.
Can you say na siya yung sa pinaka-special na tao sa buhay?
Oo naman po. I would say that lalo na po dito sa proyektong to na grabe po yung pinagsamahan po namin dito sa experience na to na nothing will ever change that. And I'll always treasure that in my heart and in my memory. Kumbaga, this version of us will always be something so special to me. And ako, I'm the type of person, I'm a very sentimental person. So, hindi ako basta-basta nagle-let go when it comes to stuff like that. Like, I like to keep, you know, people like that close to me and close to my heart. And he's one of them.
Hindi mo ba naman misinterpret yung feeling mo na bakit ganun ka concern si Aljon sa'yo? Because she likes you. May mga ganun. May mga ganun din.
I don't know,
Kasi
but
parang sa babae parang aasa ka, tapos parang hindi naman.
Or
May
gusto
mga
mo ba
ganun.
klaruhin mo muna? Yun ba yun?
I think it's a matter of, you know, ito po, masasabi ko po, when it comes to how he and I feel about each other, or in terms of the discussions we've had, we've talked about things like that. And, you know, I feel like right now we're at a point where, you know, like I said, in time, that's, I think, what will help, I guess, like clarify things or even tell in terms of the progression of how our connection will be. I really wouldn't like to be the person who yung kumbaga yung pangunahan yung mga bagay-bagay. But as of now, I think it's just a matter of I'm not even gonna say na bata pa kami kasi it's really not that at all. I think it's just us growing as individuals, and we both have our own priorities. Pero with that being said, hindi ko po kayo showbizin in terms of like, you know, like there's really that genuine connection between the two of us, and it's a very special one that I was also thought, like I never expected that it would happen and I would be able to find a person like that, and I'm just really blessed to have that in my life right now, and
Ibig
ayoko
sabihin
pong
ba dito
mawala
na,
yun.
na getting to know pa rin, nasa getting to know each other pa rin kayo this time?
Of course, I feel like, hindi po yun talaga magsa-stop. That getting to know each other phase. I feel like, every day, I feel like I learn something new about him, and I feel like it's something that I really treasure. It's a part that I also don't want to necessarily, you know, rush into, but I feel like, you know, throughout this time, I won't lie, like I've gotten to know him so well, and I feel like I do know him on, you know, a different kind of level, and it's only a matter of time and fate, and if it's, you know, God willing that everything works out, then, you know, like I accept that.
Ba na exclusive kayo? Like parang hindi kayo pwede mag-entertain ng iba.
Exclusively dating.
Exclusive, wow, exclusive.
Or entertaining.
Well, ito po, I can speak for I like to speak for myself. I'm not seeing anyone, you know, at the moment. I'm also not necessarily in the mindset where I'm looking for anybody else. So, I think it's really, I leave it at that in terms of that. I think I'm the type of person that when I do have a genuine connection with someone that I am working on and I'm seeing, I don't actively look at anybody else.
Has it been
Lumalabas
ano?
ba kayo together outside showbiz?
Ang kayo lang.
Kayo
Opo,
lang?
opo.
You go out together? Kayong dalawa lang ha?
We have po.
Parang date. Pwede date.
Especially dating
Oo,
na.
parang gano'n. Oo.
I mean, I won't lie. We've gone out together in the sense that we've been able to have conversations. So, I mean, you can take it. You can take. You guys can honestly take it forever how you would like to interpret it. Pero para po sa akin, I just have a really good time with him when we've had the chance to go out together and have conversations with each other.
Pero
And,
has it always been smooth sailing for both of you? Or nagkaroon ba ng tampuhan din through the series? Especially na...
I'll be very honest. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't perfect. We had our moments of showbiz ka. Honestly, no, it's
Hindi nga
fine.
showbiz si
I
Jay.
understand.
Yeah.
Naintindihan ko po kung ano po yung your job and why you guys
Friend
are
kami ng
asking me.
nanay mo, no?
Oo naman po. And I understand. Naintindihan ko po kung saan po nanggagaling yung mga tanong niyo. Honestly po, to answer your question, it hasn't been smooth
So
sailing.
nagtatampuhan din
There
kayo?
were moments where I won't even lie. Like there were those moments wherein, syempre, a couple of misunderstandings happen, or it wasn't a perfect process. We've been through so much together, but I think things like that, it makes a connection with somebody stronger, and we've grown so much together through that. And kumbaga, yung mga obstacles or mga trials na nalampasan namin, we were able to get through it together.
In the first place, bota naman si Mama at Papa.
Oo nga. Kuya, naka-interview
Na-interview
pa
na.
si Jing Dong sa Pasjet.
Talaga po. Ano po sabi nila?
Pinaalalahanan ka lang syempre ng konti. Pero, ano ba?
Bota daw sila for Aljon.
Sabi na yan? Sinabi yun?
Sabi niya, wow. It's good.
Interview namin sa screen eh.
Ito po,
Okay naman daw.
Or pero do they have a take on, like sinasabi ba nila talaga sa'yo na kung ano lang dapat kayong dalawa ni Aljon?
No, hindi po sila nag-i-impose po kung ano po parang mangyayari po sa amin ni Aljon. Like, that's one of the things that I love so much about my parents is they really give me the freedom to be able to live life and experience. Lalo na kung nasa tamang lugar naman po. But when it comes to what they think of Aljon, I do know that they really appreciate how much he's been a really good partner to me and a gentleman throughout this process. And, it happens a lot, especially nitong mga nakaraang mga buwan. Like, nasa US po kasi sila ngayon. My mom, wrapped up her tour there po. And, minsan po, pag nagtatawagan po kami ng parents ko, yung dad ko, kamusta siya na? Kamusta na si Aljon, anak? Yung mga tipong ganun. So,
Kamusta na kayo ni Aljon? Walang gano'n.
meron din po. You'd be surprised. But, I think, to a certain extent, they've also, in the few times that they've been able to talk with Aljon, they've had really good conversations and they think that he's a really good person. And sinasabi po nila that he has a really good aura. And I would say that they really appreciate me having or surrounding myself with people like him in my life. Na people who are healthy and who are people who genuinely support me and who don't look at me as competition or who look at me and just think about how they want to root for me and what I do with my
Hindi ba
career.
siya nag-most